Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Saturday, August 15th, 2015, 5:18 in the morning, Billerica, Massachusetts. Gonna be a nice and sunny day, maybe thunder showers, and then humidity will be creeping up just a bit. Going to be very hot for the next several days. Some news to report. The Boston Red Sox crushed the Seattle Mariners 15-1 last night. The New York Yankees ended the Toronto Blue Jays 11-game winning streak. The Yankees are back in first place. Matt Kemp of the San Diego Padres became the first player in their team's history to hit for a cycle. It's 47 years since the Padres been in existence, and they still have to have their first no-hitter. And the Lowell Spinners beat Batavia by a score of 3-0. That's about it on the news. My first video subject of the day is my first ever Q&A video blog. I've been waiting to do one of these since I started these video blogs well over a year ago, years and years ago. I did for a while when I had a MySpace account. I did a questions and answers, like posting and stuff for for all my MySpace friends. It was pretty successful and stuff. And this will be successful as well. I'll be doing this maybe once a month or so. And here are the questions that all my Facebook friends and YouTube followers and Twitter followers have been sending me. First question was from a viewer, not a viewer, like a fan, and this is what they said. They said, "What do you think about the George Simalalis incident in Billerica, Massachusetts, for him painting the crosswalks?" George Simalalis is a selectman in Billerica, Massachusetts. He was, part of. He is also a painter. He was getting tired of the contractors with this town center being delayed of fixing up the crosswalks and stuff, and he took matters into his own hands by painting all the crosswalks, and that got a lot of people mad and stuff, and the town didn't really like that. George was fined, and he was charged with some stuff, and eventually those charges was dropped, and he didn't have to pay a thing. What did I think about this incident? I think he took matters into his own hands, which is pretty good, because if you want something done and it's not being done, some people have to take matters into their own hands and stuff. And George Simalalis is a character in Billerica, Massachusetts and stuff. And this is what's right with politicians. The politicians, should be taking care of stuff if they're not getting done. George did the right thing. Another Facebook friend and YouTube follower sent me in this question: what's going to be going on into the shops of Billerica, Massachusetts? Shops of Billerica, Massachusetts. It used to be the Billerica Mall and stuff. There's still a lot of vacancies there. I've been hearing a lot of rumors that what's going to be going into the spaces that have not been filled. I've heard a rumor about a UPS store. I've also heard a rumor about a Five Guy Burgers and Fries. And also I've been hearing that the shops of Billerica trying to get a sit-down restaurant and stuff, like a chain restaurant. And I've been hearing that trying to get a steakhouse like Outback or Texas Roadhouse and stuff like that. And it's good that the shops of Billerica have been filling up and stuff, because at one time that was the Billerica Mall. The Billerica Mall was in very disrepair for many, many years. The owners let that mall almost run to the ground. It had to take the town of Billerica to tell them to fix it up, or we'll shut it down completely, which would have been disastrous and stuff, because they have Kmart and Burlington Coal Factory and Market Basket, which was doing pretty good business there, and they still are. Another Facebook friend and YouTube follower and Twitter follower asked me this question: what would you put on the Mount Rushmore of 80s television? This is a very interesting question and stuff, and this is who I would put on the Mount Rushmore of 80s television. First person I would put on the Mount Rushmore of 80s television is Bill Cosby, because he was the one who like kind of revived like the sitcom and the television sitcom, because in the like late 70s, early 80s, the television sitcom was going downhill and stuff. So I would put Bill Cosby on there. Another person I would put on the Mount Rushmore of television in the 1980s is Tom Selleck, Magnum P.I. It was a very good like private eye show and stuff. I would put him on the Mount Rushmore of television stars of the 80s. Another one I would put on is Vanna White, letter turner of Wheel of Fortune and stuff. Wheel of Fortune's popularity went way up in the 80s because of being in syndication and on ABC and CBS. Vanna became the letter turner of Wheel of Fortune in 1982, and she was so popular and stuff. And plus, she was popular with the tabloids. And the fourth person I would put on the Mount Rushmore of television stars in the 1980s, that would be Don Johnson of Miami Vice. Great television show and stuff, so I put him on the Mount Rushmore. So it would be Bill Cosby, Tom Selleck, Vanna White, and Don Johnson. Another Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter friend told me, asked me this question: what do I think about the Hulk Hogan situation? Hulk Hogan is a WWE Hall of Famer. A few weeks ago, he said some bad remarks. He used the N-word and stuff, racist remarks, and he was terminated by the WWE, and WWE took down all of his merchandise, took him off the Hall of Fame page, and basically erased him from history. What did I think about the Hulk Hogan situation? Very sad in my opinion. Hulk Hogan is the icon of professional wrestling, but the past several years has not been the greatest time for the Hulkster. He and his wife divorced after over 20 years. His ex-wife Linda took about 70% of his assets. Also, his son Nick was in a car accident that seriously injured a friend. Nick had to spend jail time and stuff. Also, his daughter Brooke's music career kind of was crashed and burned, and Hogan put a lot of time and effort and his money to launch it as a big time pop star, but she flopped and stuff. And also the sex tape of Hulk Hogan and stuff. Plus, a few years ago, Hulk Hogan said stuff that with like the N-word, like an interview, the audio and stuff, and eventually at least surfaced a few years later recently. And he should have never said those stuff, period, and stuff, because do not say anything that's bad in an interview, because it's eventually going to come back to bite you and stuff like that. And WWE did the right thing by filing Hulk Hogan from his contract and stuff, but like erasing him from history, that's kind of a little bit overboard in my opinion and stuff like that. And it might take several years for Hulk Hogan to get back in the good graces with the WWE, and he's also going to be branded for life for all the stuff he said about like the N-word and African Americans and stuff. So it's going to be real hard for Hogan to rebrand his image. The next question I got from a Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter follower: what is my favorite movie of all time? Well, my favorite movie of all time is the 1982 classic movie E.T. E.T. was like one of the most famous movies of all time, one of the biggest grossing movies of all time. It's about an alien who comes down from Earth and develops a friendship with a little boy named Elliot. They bond together and stuff, and it's a very great movie. It's my favorite movie of all time. I've probably seen it over 100 times. It's also one of the first movies I saw in the movie theaters when I was a youngster and stuff. Every time I watch the movie, at the ending when E.T. goes away, I cry. Another Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter follower asked me this question: What is my favorite restaurant of all time? My favorite restaurant of all time is the old Hooters of Boston on Friend Street in Boston, Massachusetts, which was very close to the TD Garden. I was a regular there from April 1998 until it closed in June of 2007. I went to Hooters almost every single weekend for like 8 straight years. I got to know all the waitresses there, all the cooks, all the managers, and all the regular customers who came in there. 966 times out of 10 years, which is pretty amazing. They were going to plan a 1,000th visit celebration for me, but the restaurant closed down in June of 2007 and stuff. But I've had so many great memories of Hooters of the Boston. It was the best restaurant I've ever been to. The next question on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter follow send me: who do you think's going to win the 2016 Kentucky Derby? Well, I think who's going to win a 2016 Kentucky Derby is a horse that we probably don't even know about right now. The next question that a Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter follow send me: what is my favorite sports team, and who is my favorite sports player of all time? My favorite sports team is the Boston Bruins, with the Boston Red Sox a close second. And my favorite sports athlete of all time, this is a very, very hard question. Well, if I had to pick one, it would be number 8 for the Boston Bruins, Cam Neely, who was a very great goal scorer for the Bruins in the 80s and 90s. He's a 2005 Hockey Hall of Famer. He's currently the president of hockey operations for the Boston Bruins. And one more question for Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter follower. They asked me, what is wrong with the Boston Red Sox this year? What is wrong with the Boston Red Sox this year? I'll tell you what's wrong with the Boston Red Sox. They do not have any quality pitching. Starting pitching is very, very bad and stuff. They have a lot of number 3, 4, or 5 starting pitchers on their staff. And they're not number 1. Clay Buchholz shows flashes of brilliancy, but he gets hurt a lot. Rick Porcello's not worth $20 million. Wade Miley's like an average starter at best. And the rest of the pitching rotation is, fringe major leaguers and star minor league pitchers, but they're not quality major league starters. The Red Sox do not have an ace pitcher, which is not good. Also, the Red Sox don't have any good outfielders hitting. Their defense is very good with the outfielders, but Jackie Bradley Jr. shows decent. He's not really a decent major leaguer and stuff. And Hanley Morales play is miscasted as an outfielder. He should be like a first baseman or designated hitter. Pablo Sandoval is hot and cold and stuff. Pedroia's hurt. They don't really have a first baseman anymore because they traded Mike Napoli. The only consistency is David Ortiz in the lineup this year with him hitting home runs and stuff. The Red Sox don't have any catching and stuff. And this offseason, the Red Sox are going to have to get at least two decent starting pitchers and stuff. And that's about it on this Q&A video blog. Hope you enjoyed this. I might be doing some again in September. So start sending in those questions right now. Be back later on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter for 2 more video blogs. One will be about why the NBA brand name is second only to the NFL as America's favorite sports brand. And third and final video blog of the night will be about Tim Duncan, star forward center of the San Antonio Spurs. Keep calm. I'm a Julie Bratton guy. Molly Rosenblunt of Fox 35 Rocks. And in the words of Bill Alfonso, former professional wrestling manager and referee. I'm the man who calls it right down the middle, baby. Bye.